We're back with Topicks. What's going on, guys? We have Mr. Jesse Flynn Fitness. I'll put his name down in the bio and everything. One of my great friends I've known for a while. Let's get it going. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm just glad to be here. I've been watching Topicks a couple of times, so it's about time I'm on here. Let's go.
Yeah, let's fucking do it, man. So, give me a couple of your acolytes, man. Like, since you've been watching the show for a while, what did you like? What did you not like? And then we'll get to your acolytes right after.
Yeah, sure. I just like that you guys, touch different topics. It's not just one thing. One day you guys could be talking about food, the next could be politics, the next could be sports, then y'all just talk about girls, like all different topics. And that's what I like, is that it keeps me coming back for more in terms of just, everything, because what you guys might be thinking is what others might be thinking that just don't say it, right?
Exactly the problem, and people need to start wasting these things and talking about these damn topics. I've been telling y'all, man. So let's get into it, man. What are your acolytes, man?
So a little bit about myself. So I run Jesse Flynn Fitness. I'm a private trainer. Previously, I was a strength and conditioning coach in the NCAA. I moved quite a bit, lived in Florida, lived in Alabama.
So just to touch on that NCAA a bit, what exactly did you do in there with the strength and conditioning?
So I was an assistant strength and conditioning coach at Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama.
Right.
And one experience under one of the best strength coaches, Ryan Davis, that probably exists in the sport.
Shit.
Also very culturally different than I'm used to, and being in Birmingham, Alabama is very different from, a big city like Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah, definitely.
But the learning experience was like no other. Had a few guys on that squad go to the NFL, and I couldn't be more grateful than for that experience.
Well, that's got to be fucking feeling really fine when you're like, when you've done that, you train them up, and then you're like, oh, I see you in the NFL now.
Yeah,
I see you in it.
Absolutely. It was a good opportunity to see some of those guys just strive and, make their dreams come true, because some of these young athletes just don't always have the opportunity. And so when they're given it, they give it all they got. And that's what I loved, seeing, Brad Berry, who was a Pro Bowl corner in the NFL, Michael Pierce, making interceptions as a guy that's 300 pounds.
That's crazy, bro. Crazy.
Tartt no longer in the NFL, but had quite the career with the 49ers for a few years. It's always very rewarding for me as a coach to see players that may have been on a squad that I was involved with, making their dreams come true.
So you feel like when they win, you win.
Absolutely. I might not be getting that same paycheck, but it's the pride inside that matters.
But you know they're gonna remember you at the end of the day.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, if it was me, I would be like, yo, coach, thank you.
Even if there's just that one memory, like, oh, this guy was, fun, or he was a clown, or he was just a good guy to be around, good coach, very motivating, whatever it might be. That's what I need. I'm not looking for any praise other than that.
But that's what it's about. That's a game, bro. That's a game. You never play to make a paycheck. You play to do it properly and to, have that little pride sense in a sense.
At least for some, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get back into it. Another one of your acolytes. You said the NCAA. What else do you have?
So I have been running Flynn Fitness for 12 years, just as a private trainer. I'd say the majority of my clients have been weight loss. But I recently also opened up the first ever High Rocks Training Club in Tulum, Mexico, along with the first ever booty club in all of Mexico. So if y'all want some good booties, I just opened the first ever club.
And it's in Mexico, so go check it out. You already know. So okay. So you've done that, and you say you've been doing that for about a year right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been running my Flynn Fitness for 12, but I just recently opened the squads in.
And how's that making you feel?
Honestly, it's great because a lot of people are very often scared to make big moves, especially in a different country. Do I speak Spanish? Absolutely not. But I made a big move by buying a home there during COVID. And with often visits, networking myself, getting a little bit known in the community as a personal trainer, as a coach, and now ultimately known as the High Rocks guy every time I visit. So it has given me kind of a brand, not just a fitness guy, but a brand of this high rocks guy in one of the fastest growing sports at the moment.
Exactly. That's what it's about. So let's talk into the high rocks, right? High rocks. This is something recent with you because I know I've been watching you for a minute. Obviously, we're friends. Obviously, I've known it for a minute. And I'm like, okay, so now he's touching on this. What is this now? At first, this is what I'm thinking. I didn't even know what it's about, right? I don't know what Jess was doing, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a scam or something. At first, I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be moving correctly in this. But we saw as it progressed in the first, not I wouldn't even say the first month. I'd say the first 2 weeks. Buddy started going out, started going for these tourneys, starts getting all these accolades. You know, he had a little I don't really want to talk too much deep into it, but a little hiccup the last one.
I was in a hospital temporarily. I had sepsis, so I had to cancel one of my events, and then it was a giant road to recovery, just being able to exercise and do anything normal. But since then, I have had my best times both in Boston and in Toronto. And Phoenix just being now 5 days away, Cancun 2 months away.
So let me
I'm training all out.
Let me tell you something upon that. That just shows you guys, okay? I want y'all to listen to what he just said. Please, just listen to what he just said. He said he had sepsis, right? He said he was fighting every time to get back into that gym, you know, and to make his life better, right? He's doing these things in order to get his life better, and he did. And he exceeded his fucking limits. Okay, guys? That means when you do something, do it 110 because you know you can do it.
And I'm one of those coaches that, just in general, you know, is that when people give excuses, you know, whether, you know, they say they don't have the time, make time. Wake up earlier or go to bed later.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
You know, if you have a lunch break, do stuff during your lunch break. Stop scrolling. You know, if you think things are too hard because you have kids or you're too heavy or you're already too out of shape, that's just yourself limiting. You know, yeah, it's hard to get into the routine, but once you start it, then it's just like continuing.
But bro, that's it for me. Like, look at me for example. Like, you trained me for like when I was like fucking before COVID, and I only started really taking to the gym
recently. Yeah,
I would say in the past 2-3 years. That's when I really started to say, hey, I'm going every fucking day. I don't care. I'm not making excuses. It's there to do a job.
Yeah.
You know, there to help your mental health. There to help you go further in life, you know? And as a result, I got bigger. And I was like, why wasn't I able to do this when I was working with Jesse? And I actually thought about it, and I was like, I wasn't as motivated. That's the thing that came down to. And I wasn't as disciplined either, because even if I can do stuff at home, I would do like the bare minimum. Like
if you're training once a week, it's not a commitment.
But that's what I mean. It's like maintaining.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. And when I started doing it, like, okay, now we do it every day, and then you start saying, go on the potato diet, go on this kind of diet, and I was like, okay, let me actually take to what you actually fucking said instead of saying, yeah, I'm gonna do it this night, yeah, I'm gonna do it that night, and then I went, no, switch it up. The change happened.
And for a lot of you guys listening, if any of you are that person, you know, that struggled to gain weight like Obi has for many years.
Many years.
I always tell everyone the same thing. You could work out as hard as you want, but if you want to get big, you have to eat big. There's been years and years where I tell him, and I'll tell everybody else, if you want to get big, you need to eat big. There's no way around it. Calories in versus calorie out. It's simple math. You want to gain a pound, that's 3,500 calories. Yeah. So if you're not smashing at least 3,500 calories in a day with what you're burning, you are not going to be putting on muscle. You are not going to be putting on weight.
No, not at all. But that's one of the things that you also rest.
Yeah, of course.
That's one of the key factors a lot of people don't do is they don't rest properly.
Yeah.
They can eat a lot, but then they say, oh, why am I just gaining fat instead of like muscle? And it's like, because you're not sleeping, you're not doing all this shit properly. Do the ADLs of fitness, right?
Absolutely. It's definitely a combined effort with whether it's recovery, your eating, your training. A lot of people, even in the gym now, they might think they're average, but a lot of people refuse to do any cardio.
You have to
And
incorporate.
refuse to do anything that's going to help their heart continue to be strong as they get older, help their lungs continue to be strong as they get older, and it's something that we often forget and we take advantage because we say, oh, if we're not fat, we're good. But that's not always the case.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in recent history, some people, they got sick, and not of our group, but like, some people got sick, and it's because of their heart being weak.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, come on, dogs, you should have known this. You have all these what do you call it? Indications,
Mm-hmm.
right? To show that you need to take care of it. Take care of your heart before it becomes too late. We're reaching our 40s this year, right? Me and Jess, and guys, it's
40 years old, yeah.
time to fucking take care of yourselves, okay? I've been doing it for years, okay? I've always been an active person. I've always been somewhat of a gym goer. Jesse's always been like into his fitness 100%, otherwise with his football. But I'm telling you guys, take care of yourselves. Take care. Do fitness. Go to the gym. Whatever it may be. Start. Because that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Because it is the year where, y'all have to make it or break it right now. We up there. A lot of people are saying, hey, Obi, you got so much bigger. Hey, Obi, you're looking so great. Yes, I'm looking great. Yes, I'm doing all this shit. But y'all should be doing the same thing, man. Come on. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. And if I want to add to that, it's not just about, let's just say, necessarily, if you hate the gym, which there's a lot of people that hate the gyms, man, go find a place like a YMCA. Go play some indoor basketball. Smash some badminton. Pickleball is huge now. Go meet someone for all those single people. You want to meet someone? Go play pickleball, paddle ball, whatever.
I'm gonna go pickleball game.
There's doesn't necessarily have to be, let's say, pumping iron and lifting weights and doing this like gym bro stuff, but being active. That's the most important, because a lot of us, on average, we're burning 800 calories a day, and that's just like a sedentary lifestyle. So it doesn't need to be that way. You can find something that you enjoy and it still be physical.
And a lot of my friends, even on the last podcast, they said the same thing. Like, I don't go to the gym. And I'm like, what the fuck do you do? He's like, I play ball.
Okay.
I'm like, I can't be mad at that, because you're doing something other than nothing.
As long as it's something that they're not just saying that I play ball and it's something once a month, once every 2 weeks. It's something that you want to consistently do.
This is something they're doing every other day, every time at the rec center.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So first question, what's your favorite exercise?
My favorite exercise, hands down, I can't help it. Old habits don't die young. I love bench press.
That's like free.
Yeah, just like regular barbell bench. It's just like something about it. I love starting a upper body day, even if I'm not doing like chest.
You're like, fuck it.
I like doing bench.
Yeah.
It's something that's just like, it makes me feel good. It kind of brings up just like that overall testosterone in a given day.
I feel you on that, bro. I feel you, because like as you say, you do the bench press and you say it's your favorite.
Yeah. Mine
is the bench press, but it's a Smith machine, because I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
Right, and I never have a spotter, so I'm always using the Smith.
Hey, better safe than sorry.
But that's it. That's what a lot of people. You still gain the same results. Maybe it'll be slower, but you still do it. And I still alternate. Like, okay, I do like roughly around 45, 35, and then 10. What is that?
That would technically be 2 plates on each side. So on a free weight, that would be 225 pounds.
Okay, so I do that on the Smith machine.
Okay, that's pretty darn good.
But on the free weight, I can do 45, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
So it's a whole that's the whole thing with bench press, guys. That if you have a spotter for a long time, like if you had Jesse and he was there, I'm totally good, because I know if I struggle or something happens, he'll catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
If I have nobody there, it's happened to me. Not at those high weights, not at that 45, but at like 25,
and
like when
pinned.
I fucking had to do like this and roll it off me. It was the worst.
The rib cage, the stomach. Yeah.
Oh my god! And I didn't even have one of those things to rack it.
No, I've done the same thing. I had, when I was very young, I got pinned by the bar, and I was too embarrassed to like ask anyone for help. So I kind of just rolled it down my stomach.
And how much did it hurt when it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's why I asked the question because I'm like for sure like yeah. But that's my favorite too. So that's good. That's good. So I gotta ask you another one. I'm just gonna start rapidly asking you some questions. Why did you choose this profession?
I was a football player and I wanted to, do something. I wanted to study something that would keep me involved with sports. So I studied kinesiology. I went and got my graduate degree in sports administration so that I would probably work within educational and professional background with sports. And I was coaching football right after playing. And it kind of just came to me because our whole staff got laid off after a losing season. That's what happens with football.
Really?
Yeah. But when you lose, you get fired.
Oh yeah? Then no chances. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. So our entire staff got released.
That's crazy.
And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try this whole personal training thing for a few months. I started it. I got another football offer, but I had an older trainer that told me that he wouldn't take it. He said, I think you're going to kill this industry. And it kind of just made me think, after all these moves I had already done with coaching, maybe if I wanted to just see how this personal training thing went and stay a little longer and just, see where it went. And within the first year, I did relatively well. With the second year, I was on TV, I was in the newspaper. So I was in these blogging sites. So it was really quickly picking up, and by year 3, at the end of the day, without saying too much, financially I did very well, and I have no reason to ever look back since year 3.
Yeah, well that's it. Like you got I remember you got a lot of shit, and I was like, oh shit, so it's working.
Yeah, there's very rewarding, but you have to work hard because this is not an industry that it's just going to come to you.
So basically what you're saying to more of the youth is you gotta fucking grind.
Yeah, if you're a personal trainer and you want to make it, don't let your ego get the best of you. You're not worth what you think you're worth. If I'm charging, let's say, a certain price, you're not worth that price. I've been doing this 12 years. I have a graduate degree. I've worked with professional teams, professional players. You're nothing. Okay, so if you're 20 years old, you're gonna be a personal trainer. You're gonna start charging $75. Nobody's gonna come to you. Start lower than everybody else, like I did. Even though I had some of the educational background and the work experience that was higher up than experienced trainers, I still offered a lower price at the beginning so that people that wanted a lower price, that wanted to see a trainer more, that couldn't afford it, came to me. And then every few months I brought that price up, and then by then I had developed such a good reputation within the business. Now I can charge, high ticket numbers without having to worry about losing clients because my schedule's packed all the time.
But this is because you built an audience.
Oh, absolutely.
You didn't come in saying, yo, give me all these stats, like all these newcomers coming in.
4 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I never said no to one client. No matter the day or time. I had nothing that was more important than training clients.
Now, why is that, you suppose?
Because I wanted to make it.
Exactly.
And I knew there was a niche in terms of there's not going to be another trainer that's going to come in at that time, at 4 a.m. But I will. Yeah, so I'm going to get those clients. Exactly. There's not going to be someone that's going to give you their Saturday at 10 p.m. When everyone wants to be out, I'll train you. And then in terms of, so I was always very flexible. I always adapted to their schedules. So I was just living at the gyms. There'd be maybe 5 hours in a day. I might still be at the gym and not be training anyone, but I'd be helping people so that they knew who I was. And then when that day came, hey, that guy Jesse, he gave me a hand. I think I'm gonna contact him for personal training. I need a little bit of help.
Exactly. So let's, that's fucking good, bro. That's fucking good. I'll ask a couple more questions. I think this one's kind of self-explanatory, so I'm not even gonna fucking ask it, which is, what's your favorite sport? Do I really have to ask that?
It's football. It's
Let's go for
you
a
know,
secondary.
Sorry.
Let's go for a secondary.
I guess now I'm going to consider this might be an unpopular opinion, but my second favorite sport would be high rocks.
That's not a sport.
There you go, unpopular opinion.
It's not unpopular. A sport is like one of the five: hockey, baseball, soccer, and like football.
So you're saying track and field is not a sport?
It's a no.
Tennis is not a sport?
No.
Golf is not a
Can
sport?
you be a fat? Can you be a fat tennis player?
Can I be what?
A fat tennis.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. So.
Not a good one.
No, but you can.
You could be a fat anything.
Okay.
You could be a fat any athlete. Doesn't mean you're good at it.
But then doesn't that an athlete? What is the definition of an athlete?
But we're just saying what's my favorite sport.
Yes. But high rocks isn't a sports. It's like
Says who? You get people.
It's an event. It's like
people get paid to do well.
Yes, but it's like you.
Like an athlete.
Don't start that.
That is actually funny enough. On the shirt, I don't have it next to me, but it's called World Series of Fitness Racing. So I don't know if you consider,
it's in the realm of it.
If you were to say, I don't know, Usain Bolt, did he ever do? He wasn't an athlete. You're saying?
He was.
But
it doesn't.
I
don't know. I don't consider track and field that. No, that's the thing. Like
these guys are athletes. They're getting paid to do their given sport. It is not one of the 5 major team sports. Is that if that's what you're asking then you would have to clarify.
Okay. What is your favorite normal sport?
Okay,
so let me put it like
mainstream.
Mainstream.
Other than football, I would go with soccer.
That is very weird. That's obscure for me because
out of
I'm shocked.
You're giving me a choice of 5 sports.
I know. I'm just shocked. That's why.
There's football that's like a mile ahead of everything. I can't stand hockey.
That's why I'm shocked because I thought you would say hockey.
No,
I really did.
That's probably like I just can't do it.
Why?
I like the atmosphere in Montreal during playoffs, but the actual sport it bores me.
Have you played it?
No.
How could you say it bores you if you didn't do it?
It doesn't interest me to play it. I have no interest in playing it.
I didn't have interest in getting fucked up in football when we were younger.
There you go. I'm not going to put on skates. I'm not going to do anything in the cold. So it's not something I'm interested in.
No,
so I'm not going to watch it. I find baseball extremely boring, so
yes.
I can't that.
And that's one thing I do want to talk. Oh, 2 things I want to talk about before we end the podcast is baseball. How do you consider them athletes? I don't.
Yes, I still consider them athletes.
But bro, they're drinking a beer.
They're not doing that.
I know, no, but like, bro, you seen them? Let me just emulate this. Hit a ball. And if you get a home run, you're gonna walk it.
If it were that easy, we would do it too.
I would. They get paid millions for doing it, bro.
But we can't. These guys are professional athletes in something that they are the best at.
And have beer bellies.
And some of them, you know what that just means? It means they eat poorly.
And how is that considered an athlete?
Not all athletes eat well.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You don't need to be great with your nutrition to be an athlete.
What are you saying right now?
It's not about aesthetics. Aesthetics is very different from fitness.
I know, but like as an athlete, as a depiction, because this is another conversation on it. But like as an athlete, you have to be physically fit. I'm not going to be 300. Hear me out. I'm not going to be 300.
But
hang on. I'm not going to be 300 pounds telling everybody to live the exact same kind of lifestyle with my cholesterol out the limit and my heart rate crazy out of control and saying, yeah, everybody do this. Is that correct?
But what about the guys that are 300, 360 pounds in the NFL that can run faster than you right now?
Yeah, but their cardiac systems are good, right?
Yeah.
And they're not in poor shape, right?
But
do
we actually know facts of the shape of these baseball players? We don't
Bro,
know.
Look at Babe Ruth.
Look
at Babe Ruth.
We're also talking about a different era of time.
So
but I believe they're athletes and that is a sport. It's just they're not all aesthetically pleasing. Aesthetics don't necessarily mean anything. And I'm going to bring this to the next level. Again, unpopular opinion. For example, bikini athletes, people that do bodybuilding, those guys might aesthetically look the best. Six packs, amazing glutes, giant biceps, you know.
I don't find that looks
But
good at all.
that is not healthy.
Not at all, dude.
So
they're eating like a fucking carton of eggs every fucking day.
So
like Sam Sulek, bro.
You know, like these people aren't necessarily healthy either. So based on just appearance, one way or the other, that doesn't necessarily translate to how athletic you are or how fit you are. Because I've seen a lot of fit people that don't always look what we would think an athlete should
Well,
look
we
like.
can give him a perfect example. I've posted him many times, which is Anatoly. I don't know if you've seen him, the janitor guy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that guy doesn't look like anything, going around lifting things that are unnormal. And they're like, how are you doing this? And it's like, this guy has been training like that in order to do it. So it doesn't really matter, like you're saying, it doesn't matter the size or what they look like. It's how they are.
Yep.
You know? Like, you can be an athlete and just...
I'm going to give I'm wearing the Patriots shirt, so I'm going to give a prime example. Tom Brady, hands down, probably the GOAT, you know, greatest of all time quarterback, maybe just any NFL player to play the game. If you look at him aesthetically while he was playing, he's actually in better shape of appearance-wise right now, because when he played, if you look at when he was coming out of college to go in the NFL, he did not look like an athlete. He did not look good, but the guy is the GOAT at the end of the day. Or you look at the Manning brothers, again, two amazing quarterbacks to play in the NFL. They do not look like athletes if they were to take off their clothes. Even Patrick Mahomes, you know?
But then we go back to the topic of, like, what does an athlete look like?
An athlete can look like anything.
But then they didn't look like an athlete.
Yeah.
And now what is our representation?
Is what people think looks like an athlete is you think an athlete has good pecs, lean stomach, biceps.
Okay.
That's what you think an athlete looks like. That's a perception.
No, because we go back, let's go back in time, okay? Let's go back in time. The Roman and the Greek era, right? What were the athletes of there? They went inside the...
I wasn't there.
I know, but they went back to all the depictions, the statues of them.
Exactly, depictions. We're also not showing the fat athletes now when we take pictures. No one's putting in Sports Illustrated the fat
but
girls,
just to say
right?
What their idealism and what we think and what our perception is of an athlete.
Our perception of an athlete is
built. Or like
built with a tiny waist at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's like Zeus. If you even read in the ancient scriptures and everything like that, every depiction, even God. Look at fucking Jesus. He's ripped. man, that's what I'm saying. Like
clean.
Yeah, man looked up and he's like, yo, check it, bro. Mesopotamian, you know, like, well, whatever. But one of the last things I wanted to talk about on the show, just so we can like wrap it up a bit. Have you heard about the scandals in the NFL? What's going on with that?
Which ones?
Okay, so they're saying now that the games are being fixed.
I don't believe it.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
I don't believe it. I understand. Look, I've been on the other spectrum as a football official. You know, I refereed games while I was younger as well, and often, you know, at the end of the day, it's a judgment call. It's a person making a call of what they've seen. You know, so often we hear about, you know, bullshit call or, you know, the refs being bought, and maybe there could be mistakes, but is there a human in life that hasn't made a mistake?
Okay, but this is I just need to tell you more information. This is coming off of the UFC being known for rigging the matches, right? So we have a lot of these things doing these riggings now.
Yeah, so it's a little bit easier when it's a one-on-one sport versus a team sport, because a team sport you have to have 11 people on your squad trying to cheat at the same time.
But no, you have more than that, because it has to be the other team too. Yeah. It has to be a whole script.
But if you have one guy saying, hey, put $1 million on me to lose and I'll blow it, and then you just give me half, it's up to him.
But
He doesn't even have to get knocked out. He could just fake that he got knocked out.
But we can say the same for if they have a QB or something like that, and he just throws the game.
Well,
and then all of them are in.
But that's the thing. When you have a quarterback, if you play shit, there's a backup quarterback ready to take your spot.
Did you just hear what I just said before?
What?
And they have all the QBs in the same thing. And they said every QB, fuck up.
Yeah, you'd have to really. It's a lot harder to buy a bunch of players.
I understand.
Because there's
that possible. Is it in that realm? Do you think?
I would say there's 0%. I would say a team sport is just not going to happen. I don't believe in rigging. I believe one player can possibly make the decision to fuck up. But then it's the coach's job to see it. If you see a player underperforming, that's when you bench them. There are people that want the opportunity to get on the field or get in the court and take their spot and get the opportunity because they want that same paycheck as the first string guy. At the end of the day, they want that name. They want to win.
So just to conclude it, you believe that they're not cheating at all in any sense?
No, I don't think there's any rigged games in the NFL.
Okay. Because I think it's a possibility because, why mention something if it's not there, if that makes sense?
Because a lot of people mention a lot of things that aren't true.
100%, 100%, but at the same time, could it be there?
Anything is possible.
But that's what I mean. Like, is there a 1% chance that this could possibly be happening? Hell yeah.
Look, low key could Obama and President Trump be best friends?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Anything, like, it doesn't, just because we see something or we hear something doesn't mean it is the truth.
No, it's just speculation.
Exactly. So the media is always going to portray something, whether it's in sports, politics, anything, what they're going to get the biggest headlines with, when they're going to get the most viewers.
So they push the narrative that they want.
Yeah, so if they want to say, oh, look at this blown call, could it be that, the refs were paid a certain way or this player blew the game on purpose? Could they do that? Yes, I certainly hope not,
Mm-hmm. Shit. Well, I guess we got our answer on that shit.
Let's conclude with that, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
All
so, thank you for coming on Topicks.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And y'all, I'm going to put his name up in the chat right here under his name, or under his body rather.
Jesse Flynn Fitness. Go check out my gym, Boutique Fitness Tulum. Go check out Booty Club Tulum if you want those booties. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. And I'll always give it to you straight.
So his name's going to be in the bio and everything too. Don't even worry about it, guys. It was a pleasure having Jess here. Thank you very much. This has been Topicks. Take care.